Hello students, welcome to this video. Here we will talk about second shifting theorem. So I have already written the statement. So the statement says that suppose you have a function whose Laplace transform you know. Now you want to know the Laplace transform of this function f of x minus a into the unit step function with discontinuity at a. It turns out the Laplace transform of this particular function is e raised to power minus ap into the Laplace transform of f of x. You see, in the first video I told you that I am looking for something like that if I replace x with x minus a, what happens on the right hand side. So we are not getting exactly that. We here get another function which is a unit step function which we had introduced in the last video, and the equivalent statement to this is this statement here. Here you see what I'm doing. I'm If here I want x only, say if I write it as this is f of x and this is f of x minus a. So if I make it x plus a, so this will be x plus a minus a, so this will be f of x here. So the similar statement is that L of f of x into u of x minus a will be e raised to minus ap L of f of x. So both these statements, this one and this one, they are useful and they will be used in different situations. Now let us prove it. So I am going to prove this statement. I want to prove that Laplace transform of fx unit step function is equal to e raised to minus ap L of f of x. Let us do this. So we'll start from left hand side. Left hand side proof is very simple. Is Laplace transform of f of x u of x minus a. By definition, this is equal to 0 to infinity e raised to power minus s uh, st sx or st, whatever you want. We can write sx into whatever is a function u of x minus a dx. Right, now what is this function? This function is, it has a value f of x when x is greater than equal to a, and it has a zero value when x is less than a. So this is equal to, now your integral will be from 0 x less than a, it is 0. So your integral will start from a to infinity e raised to minus sx f of x dx. Right, fine. Now what you can do here, now we want this thing, right? If you see here, the only difference is with the Laplace transformation is this limit of integration. In the Laplace transformation it is 0 here, now it is a here. So I want to make it 0. So what I'll do, I'll make this substitution x is equal to y plus a. So you have dx is equal to dy. Now y is x minus a, so the limits will be, when x is a, y is 0, when x is infinity, y is infinity. So you will get 0 to infinity e raised to power minus s. Okay, and here I'm sorry, in the notation I have used the variable p. Here you see this is p. So actually some people use p or s, it is same. So I'm using p here. So this is p, and in place of x you will put y plus a, and then you have f of x here. So you will put f of y plus a here, and then you, in place of dx you will put dy. Right, now you bring this pa term outside, so this is e raised to minus pa, 0 to infinity e raised to minus py f of y plus a dy. Now you see, by definition this is Laplace transform of this particular quantity, is Laplace transform of f of y plus a. So this is what we get, that Laplace transform of f of x into the unit step function x minus a is this, and this is equivalent to saying right, this is just a dummy variable, right? So you just change it to x further, so you can write it as x plus a. Fine, okay, and this is equivalent to saying that L of f of x minus a u of x minus a is e raised to minus pa L of f of x. So these are the two statements of second shifting theorem. Let us see how we can use it. Now you see, your question is find Laplace transform of g of x, which is 0 when 0 less than x less than 3, and it is x minus 3 square when x is greater than equal to 3. Now you see, till now if you remember, whenever we had these questions we go for definition, by definition. finding the Laplace transform, we have done using by definition, that you will write it as 0 to infinity, then you will break it to 0 to 3, and then 3 to infinity. Another way is you can use the second shifting theorem. That will make your life easy, right? And for second shifting theorem, you see, here you have an idea already that you need to write your function in terms of unit step function, and that we have already learned. We can write this function as f1, this is 0, plus f2 minus f1, x minus 3 square minus 0, into unit step function at 3, that is x minus 3, right? This is what we have learned. And one more thing, in the last video here there was no 0, right? Because this function is defined from 0 to infinity, because we are talking about Laplace transform and we are interested in functions after 0, right? So it is okay if we define that on the left hand side it is 0, because this function, when we write gx in terms of unit step function, we did not have this 0 here, right? But that will not make any difference, because for Laplace transformation you are anyway starting from 0, and anyway this function is 0 on from 0 to minus infinity. Fine. Okay, now you have this g of x as x minus 3 square into u of x minus 3, and you want its Laplace transform. You want L of g of x, means you want L of x minus 3 square u of x minus 3. Now can you compare which form this is, right? So what you can do if you take f of x is x square, then this is actually L of f of x minus 2 u of x minus 2, which by Laplace second shifting theorem is equal to e raised to power minus 2p Laplace transform of f of x, right? So this is equal to, now we know there is that L of f of x is x square, and we know the Laplace transform for this is 2 factorial upon pq, right? So your answer is e raised to power minus 2p into 2 upon pq. You see how nicely you get the answer for this function without using the definition. So that is the beauty of second shifting theorem. Let us do one more problem. Find Laplace transform of g of x, which is 0 when 0 less than x less than pi by 2, and which is cos of x when x is greater than equal to pi by 2, right? Again, you have both the choices. If it is not written that you have to do with second shifting, then you can go by definition, but with second shifting it will be easier. So you can write this function as 0 plus cos x minus 0 into unit step function at pi by 2, right? So this is cos x into u of x minus pi by 2, right? Now if you compare it with, this is f of x into u of x minus pi by 2, so you don't have x minus pi by 2 here. So this, if you want Laplace transform of g of x, that will be L of f of x u of x minus pi by 2, where your f of x is cos x. Now you use by definition, by second shifting theorem, this is e raised to minus ap, a is pi here, pi is a, into Laplace transform of f of x plus a is pi by 2 here, right? Fine. So this was the second form of the second shifting theorem. So here you have e raised to minus pi by 2 into p L of cos of x plus pi by 2. So that is e raised to minus pi by 2p L of minus sine p, that is e raised to minus pi by 2p, then you have 1 upon p square plus 1. So this is your